Jesus never existed. Do you know how I know?
I don't really care how you know, because one of the top atheists, New Testament scholars, Bart Ehrman, said, and I quote, "If there's any person from the ancient world whose existence is certain, it's Jesus. If Jesus didn't exist, almost no one from the ancient world existed." Bart Ehrman has zero theological reason to defend the existence of Jesus, yet he defends it. It's because this position is the correct position of antiquity. Any scholar of antiquity knows Jesus was a real person. But let's hear the rest of the claims this dude makes.
Well, first off, what happened to his family? I mean, after he died. Acts of the Apostles tells us that Mary retired to a quiet life, but like how?
That is a complete lie, and this dude just made it up. The last time we hear about Mary in the Bible is in Acts chapter 1, verse 14, where it says she was with the disciples and they were praying together.
She was the mother of God, and she retired to a quiet life, so much so that nobody even remembers where she was buried?
For starters, historians do not judge the existence of a person based on whether we know or not about their relatives' later lives. That's ridiculous. But this dude's claims are also wrong about Mary because we have multiple sources from the 2nd and 3rd century about how Mary lived, who she lived with, and how she died. But more importantly, that she was assumed into heaven.
There is no testimony from any of Jesus' brothers or sisters in the New Testament whatsoever.
He did not have any brothers or sisters, but this is still irrelevant.
We have no documentation about Jesus from his lifetime.
We have no writings about almost anyone in antiquity from their exact lifetime. So by this dude's logic, we don't know if anybody existed.
But there's a really damning detail about Paul and his letters that people don't usually talk about. Paul has no familiarity with any of the stories that feature in the Gospels at all.
This dude just keeps lying. In 1 Corinthians chapter 11, Paul quotes Jesus word for word from the Last Supper. In 1 Corinthians chapter 7, Paul quotes Jesus' teachings on divorce. In 1 Thessalonians, Paul talks about Jesus' return, which comes from Matthew 24 and Mark 13. In 2 Corinthians, Paul knows Jesus was poor. So what is he talking about?
When Paul argues with Peter, why doesn't he remind Peter that Jesus one time told him, "Get thee behind me, Satan"?
Yeah, this just got way more ridiculous. He just claimed that he doesn't think Paul knows the stories of Jesus because Paul did not insult Peter how he would have in this moment. That is ridiculous. And it's crazy. This video where he's saying nothing but lies gets 2 million views. Satan, the Lord rebukes you. But remember, y'all, Jesus reigns, he has reigned, and always will reign.